Hey everyone, happy Sunday. I am about to head into work, but wanted to hop on and chat a little bit more about my first skills check off. So I know I mentioned in another video that I had my first skills check off last week, and it was on PPE and sterile fields. And I was just kind of wondering a little bit more about like what the process looked like. And I know each school is a little bit different, but thought I would just go ahead and share in case anybody was in the same boat and was just wondering like what a skills check off was and how it works. So for my specific school, they gave us a sheet to study off of on like the order that we needed to go in for things, and basically how it worked for us, which every school is going to be a little bit different, so I would ask on this, was if you did mess up or went out of order, it was okay as long as you corrected yourself and told them like what you did wrong right away, because it showed that you did know you just did things out of order. So for instance, if you put like your sterile gloves on wrong and you grabbed like the part that was sterile with your bare hand, you would have said something like, oh, I'm no longer sterile, I just grabbed that with my bare hands. And then usually they would say, okay, if you were in a hospital setting, what would you do? And you would say like, oh, I would go get a new pair of gloves. So with that, it did kind of add a little bit of extra wiggle room, which I really appreciated. And then we also got up to 3 prompts, so they could like stop you and say, oh, but before you put your mask on, what would you have done? And you could have said, oh, I would have, put my gown on first if you did that out of order. And then we are able to do, I believe it's 1 remediation a semester. So if you do not meet standards in a specific skill, you're able to retest on it at a later date too. So they just had like a list that they went through, they had us put our name on it, and then as we were doing it, they just checked on if we met standards, if we needed a little bit of work, or if we did not meet standards. I believe everybody in my cohort passed. I honestly don't know 100%, but I volunteered to go in the first group because I was like, might as well get it done. And it was just me and one of our TAs when I was going through it. And then she asked me a couple questions, like when I took off all of my PPE, she asked what else I would do when I was done, because I didn't have a stethoscope on to like disinfect. So I told her I would disinfect my equipment. And then I think they asked me what it was called, like putting PPE on, so donning and doffing. And I believe that was pretty much it. The sterile field was pretty self-explanatory, so they didn't ask me any questions on that at all. I kind of just talked them through like what I was doing and what I was thinking along the way. It was really intimidating. I think I'm more nervous for the vital signs one because I'm doing that on another person, and there's like a TA doing it with me to check me. But that is just a little bit about what a skills check off typically looks like, and let me know what it's like at your school.